South Sudan is the world's youngest country, and for much of its short life it has been ravaged by conflict. A power struggle between its two biggest political figures in 2013 quickly descended into a civil war, fought along ethnic lines. It began when the president, Salva Kiir, accused his vice president, Riek Machar, of plotting a coup. Killings escalated through 2014 as the Dinka and Nuer ethnic groups fought each other.
Well, we have no choice. We have a tyrant in Juba, a dictator, a killer in Juba, who should be removed. I hope the peace talks can remove him.
An agreement was eventually reached between the two sides in August of last year, but even at the time, President Kiir had grave misgivings about the deal.
We have our deep and indeed serious reservations on the manner in which this round of talks and the process thereof was being managed.
Since then, sporadic attacks by both sides have continued, and the effect on South Sudan's civilians has been catastrophic. More than 10,000 people have been killed, more than 2 million have been displaced, and some 5 million are in need of emergency aid. Experts say there is a concrete risk of famine if the fighting continues. The war has also devastated South Sudan's economy, slashing the oil production that funds most public spending. In an attempt to bring an end to the bloodshed, the United Nations has urged the sides to form a transitional unity government. Machar sent representatives to the capital to negotiate, but until the former vice president goes to Juba himself, any chance of lasting peace will be slim. John J. Regan, TRT World.
Let's get more on this with Fidelis Mbah, who joins me here on the set. Many thanks for joining us, Fidelis. So are they likely to meet this deadline? And if they don't, what happens then?
Well, with the events actually unfolding at the moment, it looks unlikely that they will be able to meet the deadline because Riek Machar, the vice president, who is in exile, has actually recalled the negotiators he sent to Juba as part of the peace deal, because he feels that President Salva Kiir is actually not meeting up with all the agreements they had in August during a previous agreement where they were actually supposed to share positions in government and also positions in parliament. And President Salva Kiir late last year, that was in December, went ahead to create 28 additional states, which is contrary to some of the guidelines they set out for the peace process. So as it stands today, it might look actually very unlikely that a peace deal will be reached.
Because they have tried this many times before and failed, haven't they? Fidelis, tell us, I mean, we heard in that report there that people are starving. How bad are things for people in Sudan?
Things are actually bad and might actually get worse because, to start with, the falling oil prices across the globe is actually going to affect their economy because Sudan relies on oil exports. And so with the slide in oil prices, revenue for the government is already dwindling. And then people are not able to go back to their farms to be able to produce food. So like John Joe mentioned in his report, there's likely going to be famine, and then people are going to starve. About 2 million people are already displaced. Many of them have gone to neighboring countries as refugees, and they're hoping to come back to their country because of, because where they are in the refugee camps, they're actually not getting the best of treatment. And those who are even in the country, especially, most of them are crowded in Juba, and there's nothing for them to do. They can't get jobs, they can't even get food, and government is not giving them any form of support. And then some who have actually remained in some of these areas where fighting is still going on are still afraid of their lives. They can't even leave some of the communities. So things are actually not so good for people of South Sudan at the moment.
Yeah, things do sound incredibly bad indeed. Okay, Fidelis, many thanks for talking us through that story. And of course, you'll bring us any updates as soon as you have them.